Okay, so it's a little unboxing video. And what is it? Airbrush kit. Wit, kit decorating. So, as you can guess, this is a little Amazon one with a battery pump rather than a compressor. So block load pressure 25 to 30 psi, which I think is the pump. Working pressure 10 to 14 psi, which is to do with the air pressure. One set in English, which doesn't tell much. One set in Chinese, which certainly doesn't tell me much. But if you understand Chinese, it will probably make more sense. Right, so what do we have? Charging cable. Air pump. Airbrush. Lid for paint cup. Some cleaning doodads. Underneath there is an airline. And then there's two considerably bigger air cups, or paint cups. Air cups. And that has a wrench and a little adapter for putting it together. So we can get rid of those. All in all, it looks like an airbrush. The lid is of questionable fit, but the mechanism, hold on, let's do it with that end. Double action, a micro air pressure sort of regulator. There's also a stop, which so you can adjust it so that you can't go nuts. If you want to keep a light spray, you can then sort of limit it, or I believe that's what it's for. That's right, I set that there. Probably needs charged, but good. There's definitely O-rings on everything. One tiny little pipette, handy. And I imagine probably pipe cleaner brushes are about the same regardless in quality. I went for this over the marginally cheaper one because I thought rather than having to hold and spray with the battery, it might be quite nice to be able to set the pump somewhere out of the way and use it sort of remotely. But if we assemble it just directly, you can kind of see what I mean. That's bulky for spraying something, and the nice thing is the pump does have a cutoff, so without pushing the trigger down, it's not just rattling away. Air comes out of it, and you get a bit of a change in tone with the actually put on, so it's definitely sucking from the paint cup. So the mechanism all seems to work. It's quite good. And the O-ring holds, because as soon as you start unscrewing it, the pump kicks in if you haven't switched it off. A according to the instructions, it'll take 1 hour to charge and give you 25 minutes of runtime, which is probably a reasonable amount given that it cuts off whenever you're not spraying. If it was running all the time, that wouldn't be very useful, but standard, it reckons 8.4 volts, which is interesting. It's a step up. So you put 5 volts in from your USB and you get 8 volts out. It's almost like magic. So if we get rid of all the bits that we don't particularly need, and what we can do is strip this down. Now, my apologies, I haven't used an airbrush before, so that's just a little bicycle tire valve kind of effect. So that's what cuts off, and the double action pushes down on that to let the air in. There's slightly more bits in some of these to take off, because first of all you have to unscrew that, which has an O-ring, and the other thing is there is a little bit of sort of metallic swarf and stuff from machining it, so I'll maybe give everything a little clean, because I don't particularly want a metallic finish. That's the back of the needle. Can slacken that one off, and then the needle comes out, and it's a nice fine needle. I presume fine needles are what you want. What we'll do is lay everything out with the needle out. The plunger comes out. I think that was the right way up. And then logic would say that this has to come out somehow. And it definitely doesn't want to. That anodized bit doesn't want to come out either, so yes, it's something that can be unscrewed or drop out. Nope. Yeah, well, we'll hope we don't need to take that out too much for cleaning. And then we can take off the front. I got rid of the little wrench. Not the best fit in the world. Another nice O-ring. And then I presume the little wrench will fit that one. Just about. I'm not going to take it out. But apart from getting the needle carrier out, that's probably enough to give it a reasonable clean. So there we go. Many pieces. we shall get some paint and put it together and give it a try. So just trying the little battery powered airbrush, and it definitely works. You've got very fine control, or more, depending on how much you pull it back. Someone said so, yeah, full paint. So yeah, all in all, we had some excitement with the first attempt because the nozzle wasn't either seated correctly or tight enough, so we got a lot of paint everywhere. But now that we've tweaked it a bit, it seems to be going okay. And as I say, the coat under the blue didn't turn out that well in the end, but the blue's nice. And yeah, gone for a couple of light coats, but happy.